T-Dog, J-Boy, and me, I'm Lugs. Our pride and joy is pumping our mugs. Be careful, kids, it could get rough. We're flipping our lids on sports and other stuff.
This podcast is home of millions across mid-America and in undisclosed places around the world. But it's safe. We're all legal. This is Sports and Other Stuff. Coming to you from either downtown Louisville or in Larry Ledford's den or garage, here are Lugs, J-Boy, and T-Dog for another Sports and Other Stuff.
Thank you, John Young. Yes, how about that? This is Sports and Other Stuff. We have college football for you this week. How about that 9-overtime thriller with Illinois and Penn State? And then Indiana got soaked physically and literally by Ohio State. We'll also talk about the NFL. The Cardinals are for real. Hey, guys, are the Bengals for real? And please tell me when Matt Nagy will be fired. I need to know. The World Series starts this week. Does anybody care? All right, fellas, here we go. Lugs, good to see you. Get us started, man. Come on.
Well, I was just going to say, if we want to talk Chicago without Gronkowski, it was just sad. The moment that you knew that Tampa Bay, those guys knew that there was no chance in the world that Chicago was going to win was when Shaq Barrett picks up a fumble, and then as he's falling down, throws it forward. That's like Sandlot stuff. So bottom line, Chicago may have finally gotten it right on the quarterback, but the rest of the team, well, the defense is not bad, but it's a sad thing to watch. I mean, that offensive line, where did they get that? They get that from like a Sears catalog from 15 years ago.
Sears Roebuck and Company. Yes, sir. It was a kit. You put it together yourself. All
right. Well, my take on that, it's just sad. I'm not sure that a coach could fix it, but they do need to be coached up. That offensive line, whoever is doing that, they need to get somebody on board.
So, T-Dog, Nagy reports to be on the protocol for COVID. Is that real or is that a ruse? What's going on there?
I think it's real.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I know we're all like delving into conspiracy theories. I think it's real. Look, I like a lot of people, I don't completely understand the infatuation the McCaskies have with Ryan Pace to a degree, or more specifically Matt Nagy, but they do. So I believe in the COVID. It will be funny if Bill Lazor, where we know completely it's him, instead of Nagy saying, well, I do some of this stuff, where we feel it's Bill Lazor. We'll know it's Bill Lazor if but again, they're playing the Niners, who have a fairly good defense, but we'll see. Look, the offensive line, I mean, if we're gonna look, to be fair to Nagy, at least on that, the offensive line, like, he doesn't draft the people. He doesn't pick up the people. You could blame him for hiring Juan Castillo, the offensive line coach, who was not a hot hire. It's not like there was multiple teams wanting Juan Castillo. There's a reason why, he got Juan Castillo, Phil Lazor, and a few other coaches. Is because they were currently unemployed. That's why. So that's why he got some of those guys. Now, I think Lazor is solid. I'm not saying he's a great offensive coordinator, but you kind of look at what he's with Chicago. He's done what he can. That line is not great. That's more Pace's problem. I'm not going to really put that on Nagy as much as it is fun to dogpile on Nagy. I'm not going to put that on him. But that being said, I know it would have been successful, and obviously they had success running the ball at times. I know some of that was garbage time yardage at the end, but they needed to stick to running the ball because that's what they're good at. They can't really throw a whole lot. And I know they get in downs positions where they have to throw. Well, considering how bad that this in term with injuries, how bad the secondary is like you just have to max protect. Just send like two people out, maybe three people. Keep two people, extra additional people back, because we saw in the Super Bowl with a quarterback the level of Patrick Mahomes what he did against this front seven. I mean, this front seven is probably the best in the league, and Patrick Mahomes behind a worse offensive line with just the injuries they had.
Worse
than even Chicago.
Wow.
I know the numbers weren't there, but if you go back and watch that game, Mahomes actually played well. Sometimes his receivers let him down, and obviously he was just running for his life the whole time. But where Mahomes is at is obviously clearly eons away from where Justin Fields is at right now.
Okay, two questions. Was that the most yards rushed against the Bucs this year? I think it was.
It was,
yeah.
But I like I said, I at least, to be fair to the Bucs,
garbage
time. A lot of that with Herbert, I think 77 yards of it were at least earned when the game was still being played. It might have already been out of
the first 5 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
And question: how long can you do this to Justin Fields before he has no confidence at all? Lugs, D-Dog, what do you guys say?
Well, he you could see he was a deer in the headlights. But let's go back to the fact that Brady benefits from a lot of things now, and one of those benefits is he's going up against rookie or second-year quarterbacks consistently because the league is flipped over. So he doesn't have to work that hard anymore, because I'm telling you, anybody gets near Brady, flags are coming out. They know he's the guy, and their receivers get the benefit of the doubt. So going into a game with those guys, you've got a little bit of uphill battle with just the referees. But as far as Justin Fields, I just hope he survives without getting injured for this season, because that would it kind of reminds me of Cleveland in the old days. But at this point, I'd have to say I would rank Jacksonville above Chicago as far as quality of play. I'm that down on Chicago.
All right,
I know you bear loyalists are about to chew your ears off.
No, well, I'll just say this: you're putting a lot into a game where, Bucks are. Football is a game of mismatches or paper, rock, scissors. Yeah. Bucks are the absolute worst. They have a great front seven that can generate pressure, and it's hard to run on them. And then you have a quarterback at the age of 44 who's on pace to have 50+ touchdowns for the season.
Ridiculous.
Let me just go through the rest of the Bears schedule.
Just make I'm not saying that clear. Go ahead.
The next week they play the Niners. Obviously, a good defense. Suspect quarterback play. So as long as they stick to the run, they should be in it. Not going to say they're going to win it. Steelers, the corpse of Ben Roethlisberger. He's still got some magic left, but I don't know how much. So again, not to say they're going to win it, but they should be in it. Ravens, that's probably a loss. Just the way Lamar's playing. Yeah. And again, their front seven's not good on defense, but they do so much different and interesting things like Tampa in terms of just blitzing that's probably trouble. Lions, they should win. Cardinals, that's probably a loss.
That's a 38-3. Yeah, that's a bad one.
Packers, that's a loss.
Yep, 38-3.
Vikings, again, I don't know what
that's a Vikings. That's a pick 'em.
That's the thing is I want to give again, I think the Vikings will win at least one of the if not both games against the Bears. Yeah. But Kirk Cousins, to be at least fair to Lugs, he's been good, but against Chicago, I don't know what it's been. He definitely seems to come up small against Chicago. So I'll give him that. Seahawks, if Russell Wilson's back,
Geno
Smith.
Who needs Russell Wilson? You got Geno Smith. Come on.
Then they have the Giants, the Vikings. So I can't agree with Lugs, because you look at what they did against the Raiders, who are a quality team, who they beat. They beat the Bengals, who are a quality team.
Apparently.
Jags have only one win, and it's against Miami.
The
And Miami is
Jacksonville
1
Bears.
and the Jacksonville is 1-6. So Lugs is with his crazy.
Well,
hot
we're going to
take.
have to see. We'll have to see about this one at the end of the season. There
we'll
could
see.
be a brewski riding on this. Okay.
Let me just put it this way: as much as J Boy and I like to rag on Nagy, I'll take Nagy over Grinder Boy. Urban Meyer all day.
Grinder Boy. I just got
Grinder
that.
Boy.
I just got that.
yeah.
Urban Meyer. Don't you think Urban's going to be at USC?
God,
next
he should not.
season?
He should not be at USC. He should just go back to working for Fox,
LSU,
getting a cushy job.
SEC, LSU.
No.
Go work for Fox. Sit at the
My
desk.
favorite name thrown about for the USC job is our boy from Pittsburgh.
Mike Tomlin.
So, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No.
They said today they were looking at Tomlin. Could you imagine if Tomlin got into now? I would have some respect for the Pac-12, 15, 14, whatever it is at this point.
Man, he could.
If Tomlin, he could have a defense that would just wail on.
And he could drop the beard dye and just go natural with that. Okay, let's talk about the Bengals for a minute. Can we move to that game?
Yes.
That was amazing. Okay, what's going on?
I have to eat my plate of crow at this
here
point.
It comes. All right, get ready.
Joe Burrow is impressive. He really is. I mean, he has lifted them up because, again, he doesn't have a great offensive line. He's got a couple of good receivers, but there were a couple of throws that were amazing. And you can tell it on the sidelines. Guys gather around him. So
a lot of pieces and parts there.
Healthy,
a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, and the Jamar Chase, that's a good hire.
Rookie of the year right there, baby.
So
impressed.
I had my doubts about Burrow, but hey, they're actually legitimate. I mean,
yeah, our first place in the North.
Well, that's the thing is I mean, if we're doing the Eating Crow show, them should
welcome to the Eating Crow show.
We all felt they should have taken Penn St, and obviously, hopefully, it doesn't happen. It might still come up. The pressure might get Burrow injured, but obviously, taking Jamar Chase is the right answer. He is now on a record pace in terms of yards receiving through 7 games. And if you looked at that list, it's a pretty impressive list. Like it's either Hall of Famers or guys who borderline Hall of Famers, which again, I like Burrow a lot. I know I've been one of the founding members of the Joe Burrow fan club going back 2 years.
We were way ahead of that.
That being said, let's give a lot of credit. It's this foundation of success is built on Chase and Burrow. It's the combination of both. And the effect of how dominant they are overflows. I mean, CJ Uzomah is a quality tight end, but you look at what he's done in this game and the Jacksonville Jaguar game, he might be a Pro Bowl tight end this year.
But admittedly, the Ravens are decimated, right? I mean, other than Lamar.
Lamar showed why he's, I think he's playing the best he's been. I know he won the MVP 2 years ago, but like, they were healthy back then. This is showing you why he's going to get this big contract. I know we've talked about this a few years ago. He kept him in it to an extent, but like just how dominant Jamar Chase was. I mean, Marlon Humphreys is probably, some people would say he's the best corner in the league. That 80-yard touchdown, I think it was like on a slant. He was able to get to the spot before Marlon Humphreys broke a tackle on Marlon Humphreys. Then there was another guy that I think had him, broke a tackle from him, and then just shot past everyone to the end zone. I mean, oh my God, this guy is so special. And Marquise Brown had a good game.
Hollywood.
But again, to be fair, the front 7 of the Ravens in terms of talent is not that good. Their secondary is good. So they have to do a lot of magic, which worked on Herbert, but Burrow, I just think of the processing power, just noticing stuff pre-snap, post-snap is better than Herbert.
So do you guys say the Bengals win the AFC North?